He'd already won it all, but people were saying he wasn't the same player anymore. They said the magic was gone, that the Messi era was on its last legs. But then 2015 happened.
Para Leo Messi, puede romper Leo Messi, ¡gol!
And the world saw once again what this genius was capable of. This is the story of the Champions League run that silenced the critics and crowned one of the greatest teams in history, with Messi running the show and two lethal partners by his side, Neymar and Suarez. The trio that terrorized defenses, humbled giants, and put Barcelona back where they belong, the throne of Europe. But to get there, the journey was intense. The Champions League kicked off at the Camp Nou, and the first challenge was against the modest APOEL. On paper, an easy game. In reality, not so much. Barça took a while to get going, until 28 minutes in, the team's mastermind lit it up. Messi whipped in a class free kick, pure quality. The Argentine ace put the ball right on Piqué's head, who outjumped everyone and powered a header into the back of the net. 1-0 to Barça. Assist from the number 10, goal from the center back. After that, the game went a bit flat. The team seemed more focused on just securing the 3 points. It wasn't flashy, and the match ended 1-0, but it was enough to show that Messi was hungry. And that season was gonna be different. The first away day in the Champions League was a proper test against PSG in Paris. Packed stadium, tense vibes, and it didn't take long for the action to kick off. Just 9 minutes in, PSG won a free kick in an attacking spot. Lucas sent a cross into the box, and the Barca defense messed up. David Luiz controlled the ball easily and smashed it straight into the goal. Notice how the Barca keeper was just frozen. 1-0 to the French side. An early lead in the game, but Barca didn't get down, quite the opposite. They hit back with class. Just 2 minutes later, the Catalan team did what they do best. With some quick one-touch football, Neymar, Iniesta, and Messi played a slick 1-2 through the opposition's defense until the ball fell to the number 10 inside the box. With that magic touch, Messi finished it perfectly, right in the corner. Barca are level, goal from Messi, but PSG weren't fazed. The French team kept the pressure on, and 25 minutes in, they landed another blow. From a corner on the right, Mota whipped in a powerful cross. The ball flew over everyone and landed on Verratti's head. With a deft header, he beat Ter Stegen's reflexes and bulged the net. 2-1 to PSG. The Barca backline messed up again and felt the weight of that second goal. At the end of the first half, PSG extended their lead. Anderville, down the right, sent a cross into the box. The ball went past both Barca defenders and fell to a free Matuidi inside the box. Check out how the French forward just taps the ball and it goes right through Ter Stegen's legs. 3-0 to PSG. The French fans were jumping for joy and a real gut punch for Barca. But right after Barcelona hit back, Dani Alves on the right whipped a cross into the box. The ball flew past everyone and landed right at Neymar's feet. Even with 4 players in front of him, Neymar chested it down and unleashed a perfect strike through the defenders. The ball flew into the far corner, pinging off the post and into the back of the net. 3-2. It looked like a lifeline for Barca, but the second half fizzled out and the scoreline did change. Barca's first defeat in the Champions League, but they were still alive in the competition. After the slip-up in Paris, it was time for Barcelona to put on a show at home. And against Ajax at the Camp Nou, the message was sent loud and clear. 7 minutes into the game, Barca launched a quick attack. Messi drove forward with the ball, playing quick passes with his teammates. Getting near the box, he ghosted past the defenders and slipped it to a free Neymar on the left. With a first-time shot, Neymar slotted the ball into the corner of the goal. What a goal! 1-0 to Barcelona. The team could breathe a little easier. The crowd started to smile, but Barca wanted more. 23 minutes in, Messi decided it was time to show who's boss after getting a masterful pass from Iniesta inside the box. The Argentine didn't waste the chance and fired a powerful low shot with his left foot. Look how the keeper even managed to get a touch on it, but the shot was so powerful it beat him and bulged the net. 2-0 to Barcelona. The Camp Nou erupted. It was Messi in full Champions League mode. But in the second half, the team took their foot off the gas, and Ajax took their chance. At 88 minutes, El Ghazi was in the right place at the right time to pounce on a rebound. With the Barca defense all over the place, he hit it first time. No chance for the keeper. He pulled one back for the visitors. 2-1, the goal created some unexpected tension at the end of the game. But then came the final blow. In the last play of the game, Sandro Ramirez got the ball on the attack and decided to go it alone. He drove into the box, beat his man, and fired a shot across the goal into the far corner. 3-1, He wrapped it up with authority, and Barcelona were smiling in the Champions League again. After the convincing win at the Camp Nou, it was time for the rematch. Now, in the Netherlands, Ajax wanted to return the favor, but Barcelona didn't travel just for a kickabout. Around the 35-minute mark, Messi almost scored from a free kick if it weren't for an excellent save from the opposition keeper who tipped it away. Barça kept possession, pressing high until the ball fell to the right. Bartra won the 50-50 with the keeper and crossed it into the middle of the box. Messi was there, in position. With no keeper to beat, he had to improvise. Even at 1.7 meters tall, he launched himself and headed it into the empty net. 1-0 Barcelona, another goal for the Argentine in the Champions League, and once again showing that size doesn't matter. In the second half, the show went on. Barça won the ball back in midfield and launched a quick counter. Messi carried it with pace, went past a defender, and played it to Pedro on the left. Notice how Messi keeps running towards the box, moving into the empty space. Pedro then played it back to him. The number 10 slid in to poke it into the back of the net. 2-0 to Barcelona. Another legendary performance from Messi, and another step towards the top of Europe. The next challenge was in Cyprus against Apoel, who were dreaming of a miracle. But what happened there was a footballing masterclass. Just 27 minutes in, Messi got the ball in the final third and found Suarez at the edge of the box. The Uruguayan pulled off an insane move, spinning on the defender and leaving him for dead. Check out how Suarez nutmegs the defender as he turns. A humiliating bit of skill, and the finish was clinical, right in the corner. 1-0 to Barca, goal by Suarez, assist by Messi. 10 minutes later, the number 10 showed up again. Messi played a 1-2 with Rafinha, who tried a shot from outside the box. Notice how the keeper was well positioned to save the low shot, but that's when Messi showed his genius. With just a tiny touch, he diverted the ball. Absolutely no chance for the keeper. The net ball, 2-0 to Barca. With that goal, Messi became the all-time top scorer in Champions League history at that moment. But he wanted more. In the second half, Dani Alves played a spectacular low-through ball for Messi inside the box. Look how the pass went through 3 defenders who just stood there watching it go by. One-on-one with the keeper, Messi wasn't going to miss. With a subtle touch, he chipped the keeper and sent it into the corner. 3-0 to Barcelona, and Messi's second of the game. But the cherry on top was still to come. At 86 minutes, Messi put on a proper football clinic. During a Barca attack, Mascherano sent a through ball to Messi. Notice how the opponents raised their arms, appealing for offside. But realizing he would be offside, Messi stood still and let the ball run through for Pedro on the other side. Now, in an onside position, Messi got the pass from Pedro and finished with class. 4-0 to Barcelona, and a monster hat trick from Lionel Messi. After the thrashing against Apoel, Barca returned to the Camp Nou on a high, but this time, the vibe was different. It was revenge day against PSG, but PSG wasn't intimidated. Just 14 minutes in, Matuidi received the ball in the box and set up Ibrahimovic. The Swedish giant made no mistake. He unleashed a powerful left-footed strike. Notice how the ball went low through Piqué's legs before hitting the back of the net. 1-0 to PSG. Frustration written all over Coach Luis Enrique's face, but the response was quick. At 18 minutes, Suarez got a through ball inside the box. Before the ball went out of play, the Uruguayan managed to cross it into the middle. The ball went past everyone and fell to Messi, who finished it first time. Goal from the Argentine, assist by Suarez, all square on the scoreboard, and the Camp Nou was buzzing again. Barca was growing with every touch of the ball until the 40th minute when the turnaround came. It was Neymar's turn, who got the ball and went on a solo run. Notice how as he gets near the box, the Brazilian is surrounded by 3 defenders who formed a triangle around. Realizing it would be tough to keep going, Neymar decided to have a pop from outside the box, and the shot was absolutely spectacular. Right in the top corner, no chance for the keeper. 2-1 to Barcelona, a comeback in style. In the second half, the MSN trio sealed the deal. At 76 minutes, Neymar got a pass inside the box and fired a low shot towards the goal. The PSG keeper managed to save it, parrying the ball away, but that's when Suarez hopped up on the rebound to get his goal. 3-1 to Barca. Each of the 3 forwards getting on the score sheet, it was the coronation of football's deadliest trio. Top of the group secured, and the feeling was clear. This team was ready for the knockout stages. The first leg of the round of 16 was in England against the famous Manchester City. Packed stadium, a loud home crowd, but Barca started like they were playing at home. Just 15 minutes in, Messi showed his skill and did what only he can do. He played a pinpoint cross between the center backs for Suarez in the box. The Uruguayan tried to head it, but was blocked by the defender. However, the rebound came right back to him. This time, he didn't waste the opportunity and hit a low shot. The ball beat the City keeper's reflexes and nestled into the corner of the net. 1-0 to Barca, goal by Suarez, assist by Messi. But it didn't stop there. At 29 39 minutes, Messi started a move gliding through the opposition's defense. Look at how easily the Argentine goes between the City defenders and plays it forward to Jordi Alba on the left. Alba sent in a low cross into the box, and that's when Suarez slid in to poke the ball into the goal. A quick move and a finish that gave the keeper no chance. 2-0 to Barça, Suarez's second goal of the game. The first half was all Barça, but in the second, City tried to fight back. At 68 minutes, David Silva received an excellent pass inside the box. But notice how he stayed super cool when surrounded by two defenders. Silva decided to roll the ball back, setting up Agüero, who was making a run. The Barça defenders all went for the ball, but Agüero was quicker, cut to his right, and sent a chipped shot over the keeper. What a goal! 2-1, and the game started to get tense for Barça. In the final minutes, Messi went for it again. He received a pass in the box and was one-on-one with the keeper. But as he chipped the keeper, the linesman raised his flag, correctly called for offside. Goal disallowed. Messi was still hungry for a goal. And in the last play of the game, the Argentine decided to try something audacious. He drove into the box, dribbling and playing a 1-2 with Pedro. But when he got the return pass, he was brought down in the box. The ref blew his whistle. Penalty to Barcelona. It was the chance to kill the game. Messi stepped up to the spot. He shot low to the corner. But the keeper, Joe Hart, saved it. And on the rebound, Messi headed it wide. Simply unbelievable. But even with a missed penalty and a disallowed goal, Barcelona left England with a win. With a positive result away from home, Barca arrived at the Camp Nou with an advantage. But just sitting back and defending, that wasn't this team's style. From the first few minutes, Barcelona controlled the game. Until, at 30 minutes, Messi went on the attack with the ball glued to his feet. Look how he glides forward with ease, even with two defenders on him the whole time. But now, pay attention to the Argentines' genius. Seeing Rakitic making a run into the box alone on the left, Messi simply lofted the ball with surgical precision over the English defense. But Rakitic played his part too. He chested it down and finished with a chip. What a goal! 1-0 to Barca, a masterful assist from Messi. After the goal, Barca kept pushing but couldn't find the net. Meanwhile, City tried to get back into it, and they almost equalized. At 78 minutes, Agüero was brought down in the box. It was a soft one, but the ref pointed to the spot. The game could have changed right there, but it didn't. That's because Ter Stegen was immense. He waited for the right moment, picked a side, and made the save. The crowd in the stands went wild. Right at the end of the game, Messi almost extended the lead on a counterattack, but it was just a what if. That's because Joe Hart made an incredible save to deny the Argentine. But the somersault Messi did after missing that chance was iconic. The aggregate score ended 3-1. Qualification secured with authority, and the MSN trio was clicking more and more. The first leg of the quarterfinals was in Paris again, but this time PSG wasn't facing the same Barcelona, because now the MSN trio was flying. Around the 18th minute, Messi sparked a counterattack through the middle. Before the PSG defense could react, he slid a perfect through ball for Neymar. One-on-one with the keeper, the Brazilian star made no mistake. He slotted a low shot into the corner. 1-0 Barcelona. A Brazilian goal from an Argentine pass. In the second half, it was time for the man of the match to take the stage, and his name is Luis Suarez. At 66 minutes, the Uruguayan got the ball on the right and simply put on a show. Suarez drove into the box, dribbling past several PSG defenders. Notice how he pulls off a humiliating nutmeg on David Luiz. Right after, Suarez left two more for dead and smashed it home. What a goal! 2-0 to Barcelona, but he wanted more. 12 minutes later, Suarez did it again. The Uruguayan star went on the attack and megged David Luiz again. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. This time, the skill was even better, leaving the PSG defender feeling completely humiliated. Finding himself in front of the keeper, Suarez did what he does best. He produced an insane finish, this time in the far corner. 3-0. It seemed too good to be true, but it was real. Suarez had activated his prime mode. At the end of the game, PSG managed to pull one back with a shot from Van der Wiel. It looked like an easy save to make, but the ball took a deflection off Mathieu, making it impossible for Stegen to save. Final score, PSG 1, Barcelona 3. The message had been sent. The MSN trio was on fire, and Suarez left Paris with 2 goals and 2 nutmegs. A true massacre in Paris. Even with a comfortable lead for the second leg at the Camp Nou, Barca came out like it was 0-0. And what happened there was another thrashing, but this time with a Brazilian signature. Just 13 minutes in, the ball fell to Iniesta's feet, and that's when the masterpiece began. The number 8 drove forward with style. He beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, and glided through midfield like no one was there. Getting near the box, he played a perfect pass to Neymar. The Brazilian star continued the masterpiece by masterfully dribbling past the keeper and putting the ball into the back of the net. A spectacular goal, a magnificent assist from Iniesta, and a flawless finish from Neymar. Paris Saint-Germain already looked defeated, but Barca wanted to seal it with another blow. At 34 minutes, Dani Alves put in a shift on the right. The Brazilian fullback beat a defender and sent a surgically precise cross into the box. Unmarked, Neymar headed it classy into the goal. 2-0 to Barça. A Brazilian assist and another Brazilian goal. In the second half, Barça controlled the entire game. Paris Saint-Germain couldn't fight back anymore. The game ended like that. 5-1 on aggregate. Qualification with ease. Barça was flying. Now, there was only one hurdle left before the grand final, but it wasn't just any hurdle. It was Guardiola's Bayern Munich. It was the first time Messi faced his former coach in an official match. All of this watched by over 95,000 people at the Camp Nou. The first half was tense. A hard-fought game. Few clear chances. Coming back for the second half, the game completely changed. At 76 minutes, Dani Alves won the ball back high up the pitch and started a proper counter-attack. The Brazilian fullback dribbled past a defender and rolled the ball to Messi. With the ball at his feet, the number 10 showed everyone how to get it done. He unleashed a perfect shot from outside the box. Look how the ball went between two defenders and nestled into the corner of the goal. 1-0 to Barça, an explosion of joy at the Camp Nou, but it didn't stop there. 3 minutes later, Messi produced a moment that went down in history. The Argentine advanced down the right with Boateng on his tail, but now pay attention to the body feint Messi puts on the German defender. Boateng literally hit the deck. Finding himself one-on-one with Neuer, the number 10 kept the coolest head in the world. He pulled off an insane chip over Neuer, 2-0, a world-class goal that stunned the planet. A true work of art, but the final blow was yet to come. In stoppage time, Messi led the counterattack, passing the ball to Neymar. The number 11 broke into the box and was one-on-one with the keeper. Neymar showed no mercy and slotted it low through Neuer's legs. 3-0. Barcelona put on a clinic in the final minutes. 2 from Messi, 1 from Neymar. An assist, a dribble, a chip, all in one game. On the other side, Guardiola left the pitch humiliated. Another victim of the MSN trio. After the show at the Camp Nou, Barcelona arrived in Munich with 1 foot in the final. But Bayern weren't going down without a fight. And right from the start, total pressure from the Germans. At 6 minutes, a corner from the left. Xabi Alonso crossed it into the box. Benatia, at 1.9 meters tall, outjumped everyone. A powerful header into the corner. 1-0 Bayern, and the crowd erupted with hope, but the response was swift. At 14 minutes, the MSN trio sprang into action. Messi sent a surgical pass to Suarez inside the box. The Uruguayan broke into the box, drew the defenders, and rolled it perfectly for Neymar, who was completely free. The Brazilian just had to tap it past the keeper. Level 1-1. The away goal made everything harder for Bayern, but Barca wanted more. At 29 minutes, Suarez burst down the right, in behind the defense. He got near the byline and passed it again to Neymar on the left. The Brazilian chested it down and hit it across the goal. 2-1 to Barca. Neymar's second goal and Suarez's second assist. The aggregate score was now 5-1 to Barcelona, but German pride wouldn't let them give up. At 59 minutes, Lewandowski showed his skill. The Pole got the ball on the attack, pulled off a beautiful move on Mascherano, and fired a shot into the corner. Ter Stegen was left standing. What a goal. 2-2. The crowd woke up and the team followed. At 74 minutes, it was Muller's turn to try a shot from the edge of the box. The ball flew through Mathieu's legs and beat Ter Stegen's reflexes. 3-2 to Bayern. It looked like the start of a comeback, but it was too little, too late. Barcelona controlled the final minutes with possession and calm. The final aggregate score ended 5-3 to Barca. With 2 goals from Neymar, the Spanish team stamped their ticket to the Champions League final. After knocking out PSG, crushing City, and taking down Bayern with authority, Barcelona arrived in Berlin to face Juventus in the grand final. On one side, the Barca of Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. On the other, the Juve of Buffon, Pirlo, Pogba, and Tevez. 2 giants fighting for a single goal to get their hands on the Champions League trophy. The game had barely started and Barca already showed their intent. Just 4 minutes in, Messi switched the play with a beautiful pass to Alba on the left. The fullback played it quickly to Neymar, who drew the defense, and passed to Iniesta, breaking into the box. With a light touch, Iniesta unlocked the defense and left Rakitic one-on-one with Buffon. The Croatian finished it first time with his left foot, bottom right corner, no chance. 1-0 Barcelona, a team in sync, and a perfect start. Barca kept pressing with dangerous chances, but the ball wouldn't go in. The first half ended with total Barca dominance, but in the second half, Juve came out a different team. At 55 minutes, Marchisio started the move with a beautiful backheel pass to Lichtsteiner up front. The Juve fullback got into the box and rolled it into the middle for Tevez, who turned and fired a powerful shot at goal. But Ter Stegen made a massive save, parrying the ball away. However, the rebound fell to Morata, who made no mistake. With an open goal in front of him, the number 9 just had to tap it in. Goal for Juventus. The score was level again, and the game started to get tense. But Barcelona had Lionel Messi, right? At 67 minutes, the number 10 put his foot down and started a rapid counterattack. Look at how he dribbles past the Juventus defender, who was left dizzy and fell to the ground. Entering the box, the Argentine star unleashed a powerful shot, but Buffon dived and managed to palm the ball away, only for the rebound to fall at Suarez's feet. The number 9 smashed it with venom. High into the net, no chance. 2-1 Barcelona. The stadium went crazy. Suarez celebrated like it was the last game of his life. A few minutes later, Barça almost sealed the deal. Jordi Alba won the ball back from the opposition's defense and started a dangerous counterattack. As he entered the box, he crossed for Neymar, who was running into the middle. The Brazilian was free to head it and put the ball in the back of the net. As Neymar celebrated, the mood soured. Goal disallowed. You can see that when he headed it, the ball touched Neymar's hand. Even though it wasn't intentional, the ref made the right call to rule it out. Meanwhile, Juve kept pressing, trying everything to equalize. But in the last play of the game, the final blow came. Neymar surges forward on a counter-attack and plays it to Pedro on the right. After drawing the defender, Pedro gives it back to the Brazilian, who this time receives the ball free inside the box. With immense calm, Neymar takes a touch and shoots across the goal. The ball goes under Buffon and nestles in the corner of the net. 3-1 to Barça, an epic final. Messi serving, Suarez deciding, Neymar sealing it. Barcelona, champions of the 2015 Champions League. The MSN trio went down in history by winning the treble and scoring a combined 122 goals that season. A team that played like an orchestra, with fire in their bellies and art at their feet. And if you've watched this video all the way to the end, it's because you're a proper football fan, just like me. So go ahead and smash that like button, because this Barca achievement deserved it. And of course, subscribe to the channel because there are more epic stories on the way. My name is Christian Castro, and that was today's video.